Hi, this is Callie with the guys from Boxer Rebellion. Just to start us off with, guys, just a quick kind of description of yourselves as a band and kind of what you stand for and what sort of music you play with that as well.
We've been about for 10 years, so our sound has evolved from the very early days. I guess we like to associate ourselves with the kind of important epic side of the alternative scene, if you like, which is where we kind of developed our most success, for want of a better word. And right now, we're quite proudly representing being independent as an act in the whole scheme of the reactive kind of label world that's kind of out there at the moment, and we've kind of gone out on a limb and achieved things that we might not have achieved on a label, and we're pretty proud of doing things on our own terms.
Yeah, you guys have obviously been, as you said, been going for like 10 years now. I read that your first label went bust. Do you feel that was an inspiration to keep you guys? Do you think you guys would still been together if you?
It wasn't
going?
Probably not. Who knows? I don't know. I mean, the one thing that that happened to us in that time was that their first album never really got the push that it deserved because of all the label issues and the fact that the label imploded, and it was from that and just a desire to have our music heard, and we didn't really think it had been at that particular point. We weren't at the stage where we wanted to give up, so we just decided to keep going and take as long as we needed to do the second record, Union, and it sort of worked out for us.
There was a sense of injustice, I think, that we worked really hard on developing ourselves as an act to a point of being signed and getting this a product we're still proud of, 5 years later, that just never got the exposure that it should have done, and we just can't. Well, we're not that type of band to settle for that.
Sort of like rise above, we shall not be beaten sort of mentality, to honest.
Pretty much.
I think as Scottish people we kind of associate with that, we understand that, yeah, sort of thing with that as well. Alright, sweet. Obviously, you said, we're talking about success after that, the album's gone really well. The 2009 iTunes USA Alternative Album of the Year, do you know what I mean? Those are quite impressive sort of things, and I think you guys were the first band to break into the Billboard 100 with as an unsigned.
First unsigned band to break into the Billboard top 100
in America. Do you feel like if everything we've just discussed there has been a success in the States, do you feel like in the UK, do you know what I mean, you've been maybe overlooked slightly compared to your success in America or anything like that?
I don't know. I think it's just it's a lot more insular over here. And I think people are told what to like a lot more than perhaps other places. I don't know, but and in some industry senses, people view us as damaged goods or because of what happened with Pop Tones and the first record. But I think we've earned a lot of respect as well from those people. I mean, I know Alan McGee's is quite happy to see us still going and doing it on our own terms and having the success that we're having. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, obviously.
The freshness sustains you as an act as well. So when we were signed before, everything we did seemed to be in the UK, which I think can send you a little bit stale. I think we played 2 or 3 shows outside the UK in the first 2 years that we were kind of developed and signed, and I don't even think it's necessarily people's fault, but people just generally, if you've been around the block, they kind of leave you alone a little bit over here. And so in America, when the second album came out, there was nothing that we'd done before. It was almost like it was the first album for a lot of people. So the freshness and the exposure to it was completely new. And it's having a slight knock-on effect over here, but it's still hard work over here because of that kind of mentality with people within the industry, just punters as well, thinking, oh, they've been around for ages, why aren't they, selling out this venue and that venue? And it's kind of, it goes a bit deeper than that.
Fair enough. Right, fair enough. Obviously, discussing playing abroad and stuff like that. Where's the favourite place? Your favourite place to have played, or?
It's New York for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, New York's pretty good, and it's always been pretty good to us. It's the closest thing, I guess, that we experienced to a show in London, you know, which is where we're based. You know, the fans in London. I actually really love the London shows still, just because of the fans. They really, it's just sort of a family occasion almost, because they're the ones that, you know, when we couldn't afford to even gig outside of London, kept coming back and supporting us.
That's sweet. That's sweet. Obviously, you know, talking about not being able to afford to get out of London, I believe you guys did a movie with Drew Barrymore. Am I correct in thinking that?
We did that outside of London.
There you go. That must have been quite an experience. There's not many bands that can say that through that as well. What was that all about, basically? How did that come about? How did you end up being Hollywood celebrities?
Well, you've gone a step too far.
How did you end up becoming near Hollywood celebrities? There we go.
The first time we visited the States was a pretty exciting time for everyone concerned, really, including some people out in America who our current management has basically been hearing good things about us through, and it was pretty much the first trip out there, and we met some people at New Line Cinema who had this Going the Distance project kind of in the line, and they saw us play. We worked. They talked to the director, and we met her in New York 3 days later when we did a show there, which was our first show we did in New York, and it all just kind of came together pretty quickly and easily. She knew what she wanted in the end, and we made sure it was credible, and it was. It's not a very normal thing to do for a band, I know that, but we had to make sure that it was, you know, it was a cool project, and it was. It's a funny film. I don't think we came out of it in either regard with kind of getting massive and selling out, or neither doing a crap project, because we didn't, and it was a lot of fun as well.
That sounds it. It's
And you know, our fan base here in America, well, everywhere, has really grown considerably.
Yeah, from that. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. Two just closing questions. Obviously, new album out through that as well. One song that you could pick from it yourself to go out and download if you didn't already probably own a copy. Which would it be?
I would say Calls for Alarm for me. It's my favourite.
Fair enough.
Any one of them, really.
Any one of them. This is when you're meant to sell yourself. Like, buy the whole album. Don't buy just one song.
Buy the whole thing. Start with the first track. No harm, I think. Either that or Caught by the Light.
Fair enough. All right, and just to close off, guys, as well. Obviously, you guys have been around for 10 years. What's the most embarrassing tour story that you've got? There's a wee trophy in probably June time.
I've been thinking about that question the whole interview, and I'm pretty
Victoria Inn in Derby's got to take the collective cake. I mean, the PA shut down halfway through. We had to go off, come back on, and during the gig, his hi-hats just flew off into the air. All of our guitar straps busted, and this dog came on stage and started sniffing my crotch. Big German Shepherd sniffed my crotch on stage, and then at the end of the gig, the PA blew up.
Very last chord.
Very last chord of the gig. It wasn't our finest hour.
Sounds interesting. I really want to question the type of venue you were playing in when there was just a big German Shepherd wandering about.
We've never been back.
I'm not sure it's still about as a gig venue. It's one of these kind of venues you see occasionally on the bog circuit.
Yeah.
Those were the days.
Those were the days. There we go. Fair enough. Well, thanks very much, guys. You've been Boxer Rebellion. We've been Shooting Punch. Have a good gig and best of luck for the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.